Looks at Kamahere Prewawa and Moi Kailahi. The flankers Sinead Kingston White and Jamie Taitoku and Trishina wearing number 8. Leela Idamia at 9, Paige Walker at 10, 12 is Danielle Paenga, 13 Nikita Parima, Chey Daly and Gabby Wainuhu are the wings, and Dawn Haihoa at 15. Liam Haynes is the referee and he says let's get this final underway. Big kick down towards the 22. And a little bit of a mix up there for Melville. They might scramble out of it. Oh, it might just be touched there from Old Boys. It is too. And Lonnie Williams has got a hand in that. Bit of a shaky start there, ladies.
Yeah, it was.
Nobody wanted the ball off the kick-off.
Yeah.
The oval ball can do some funny things. You don't need to be watching rugby for long to realise that.
Good kick from Leela to get it out, so it relieves a bit of pressure there.
Yeah, and they've got the throw. It's
Riley Hayes.
Riley Hayes to throw. Finding a jumper as well. There for Idamia. Down to Paige Walker, but she's been met some good tackles from Old Boys defence, and it's a clearance kick that just is going to find the midfield, but that oval ball bouncing, but cleaned up by Old Boys. And they're out 5 metres inside Melville's 22. Hot on attack at the moment there for Kulunavali. You've got to take her and take her early. It's a lot of Wharapama Cup teams loot last year. Therefore, Nalu still getting the advantage line, but Liam Hines says let's go back. It's an offside against Melville. And maybe just a little settler here, Jade.
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to play smart. I think Hobbs is going to take some points. Might as well utilise it early in the game because points might be hard to get during the game. It might be pretty tough.
Yeah, start the momentum.
Chey, it's a final though, isn't it? And
yeah.
It's the points at the end of the day that matters.
Yeah. Good from Hobbs to take them early there.
Assistant referees today is Andrew North and Bree Williams. Liam Hines, as I said, is the referee. This kick just to the right hand upright, it's about 18 metres out. Who is kicking there, Jade? Sorry, I can't quite see.
Ariana Baylor.
It is Ariana, yeah, I thought it might be, but
she strikes well.
not a problem. 3-0 Old Boys. Chey, what do Melville do here? They're going to go long, you reckon? Or
yeah, I think they'll try to keep them in their 22 just like they did down here, what Hobbs did, and try to keep the line speed and keep them down in their half.
Only these early stages here at Willoughby Park. Long way to go in a final.
Got a forward kicking off, nice.
All the sort of things you see in the women's rugby these days. And this is going to be a mistake from Old Boys. We've seen a mistake from each kickoff. One each way now. Maybe
in dry conditions as well.
It is dry.
First scrum of the game.
Wind is not too much. It's Jared Christie, the man behind camera today. Thank you, Jared. Did a fine job. We asked you back today. Fine job last week that we asked you back. Sorry. Scrum about 15 metres inside Old Boys half. Sits there. It's a good push from Hamilton Old Boys. Melville have been pushed off it almost, but I think they might have. Yeah, no, Old Boys have won this. And the forwards are going to rumble it up. For Tilo Funga. Midway 10 metre line in the field. Now it goes out wide to Holmes. Therefore, Goodgin. Met by some good defence, and it's a knock on as well. Jade, Old Boys looking promising with ball in hand.
They are. They're getting it nice and wide and putting Melville under pressure. Just got to hold on to it when in contact.
Good defence though, Chey, by the Melville side. Just not shutting down that half gap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of just moving them to the sideline and using that. But good pressure to get that knock on. And now hopefully a solid scrum.
Did see just before though Melville's feed, and they were pretty much pushed off it.
a strong front row from home.
Yeah, it's a very experienced as well, isn't it? It's Tangent, Fedilina and Kulanavali. Now comes the push from Old Boys, but good strike from Melville and they've won it. There for Walker. Now to Parima. Parima goes over the halfway line. They'll come left again through Walker. Now there for Chey Daly, and it was a loose pass, but knocked on, and Baylor's got it.
Renee Holmes.
It's Renee, sorry. Thank you, Jade. And it's knocked into touch as Andrew North has his flag up, but Liam Hines says, let's go back to that knock on. Jade, you've played, you've played this season for Old Boys as well. What are you got to do to shut down those players that, the strong ball carriers your side has?
Oh, I think we just got to stay tight on defence and connection and get that line speed to put them under pressure early, which I think Melville's doing at the same time. They're really getting up in their face, and that's what forcing those knock-ons too.
So this line out, about 5 metres in from left-hand touch as we look at it. On the halfway line. Baylor asks for it at the back of the scrum. It's being passed out through the hands. It's Martell has it. Wide out there for Holmes. Has to take it above her head. She kicks it through, but probably not the right idea as Prima covers it quite well, but as Jade just said, great tackle in there. Now for Walker, looking through her options. Passes it through. And a good kick downfield. As Holmes has to cover back. There's all the time in the world though. There for Nalu. Nalu looking to go on the far side and get round, but she can't. It's good defence there from Melville. Baylor looking at her options. Comes right. Finds a run-off runner. Kulanavali shuffling it on to Fedilina. And they're just gaining over the advantage line at the moment quite well as Old Boys. Loose pass back as Williams has to cover. And a bit of an argument over the ball, but is an offside called. Chey, again, Melville are looking quite solid on defence. They're just shutting those half holes that Old Boys are thinking are there.
Yeah, for sure. They're setting from the ruck, maybe a little bit slow, but they're staying connected so they can stop the momentum from Old Boys. But good little quick tap there from Mariana Baylor. She's trying to get through quickly.
She does do all sorts though, doesn't she?
Yeah, got axe the rigger back, slow it down.
Woman that had 3 ACL ruptures in quite quick succession. It's great to see her back out there. Throw about 5 metres out from the Melville 22. And it's not straight.
First line out for Old Boys too.
Jade, Fedilina's pretty decent thrower, isn't she? She's quite reliable.
Yes, for sure. New position for her this year. Usually she's playing prop, so she's really taken on board the hooker role, and she's been playing awesome this season. So hopefully she can fix that up for the next line out and get it right.
Maybe just a bit of finals nerves. So it's a good equaliser the finals. Find out who's got the top 2 inches working. So scrum 15 metres out from touch this side. 5 metres out from their own 22 for Melville. As Adamia feeds. It's good running there from Paenga. Had to stop for the pass, but she's gained the line. Simon with that tackle as Walker goes downfield. It's going to find open space as well as Martell has to go back and clean up. It's Kelsey Tennity, sorry, my program's got it wrong, as Renee Holmes kicks downfield, taken there by the number 20 for Melville, and it's a great tackle on her.
Akila Gunjan.
Nice support from Melville.
No, Walker does the smart thing though and gets rid of it downfield. Pass comes out to Tanetti
With
now.
a bit of space.
She has got space on her, but she's met by that good defence there. And Fedolina on another run. We'll see Fedolina and Kulanavali running all day. With ball in hand as Kloppers go.
Rihanna Baylor takes a gap.
Baylor on her
Not
own.
too much support. Oh, great clean now, Esther.
Yeah, but it's going to be penalised.
Great defence by Melville.
It is great defence, Chey, but as Jade said, the clean out was good, just the only problem was didn't stay on the feet.
Yeah.
And Melville was a relieving penalty. Who's number 12? Is that Rihanna? Is it?
Melville got a bit lucky there. There was numbers out wide for Hob and their spacing was a bit disjointed, but yeah, they were lucky with that breakthrough and Dawn putting pressure on that breakdown.
Now with the line out, 8 metres out from their own 10 metre line. Haven't had too many problems, but as the old Commentators curse comes in there, might have just been cleaned up by Old Boys. And it has been. Fedolina with a bit of a wobbly hands. I don't think that you can really blame the pass on that one, Jade. It's
No, it took the eyes off the ball and focused on maybe a second job first. A few handling errors though by Old Boys, which is just a shame because it's not like them, to be honest. But once again, credit to Melville for the pressure.
They are being met by good green and red defence there from Melville. Hopefully you're enjoying the live stream, folks. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're tuning in from. Can't promise I can get round to the comments during the stream, but always acknowledged afterwards. Edemir has a feed 7 metres her side of halfway line. A little bit of a push there from Old Boys, but now steady from Melville as it goes down, but there for Walker now, finding Parima, goes to the right. Yeah, and caught high in a tackle too. As the advantage is being played by Liam Hines. Here for Edemir again, finding Taitoku. Still being under advantage from Liam Hines, the referee. Ball comes out there to Chey Daly, who gets a good pass. She's another good runner on the wing for Melville. Brought down a good tackle there from Baylor. Walker says we'll go right through Paenga. Gaining the advantage line at the moment is Melville. Walker shuffling it off to Rihanna Aspinall. Now there for Prima. And it's a great wacky do on her. That's a good tackle. That one might make the highlights reel for afterwards. It's Kailahi now, a ball in hand. And it's a knock on. Great passage of play though from Melville, Chey.
Yeah, great to get a bit of gain line, but unfortunate there to get a knock on.
Jade, those tackles had to be made at certain times, and that's what Old Boys did, wasn't it?
Oh, for sure. Melville put them under pressure and actually broke the line a few times, making Old Boys have to cover on defence, but they did make some good chop tackles and dominant tackles by Tafiao Fitalanga. Good momentum by Melville also, holding ball in play for quite a few phases, so hopefully they can build on that more.
Not just about ball in hand though, isn't it? It's always about what you do with it. You can have all the position and territory in the world in a game like rugby, but again, it's the scoreboard stat that counts the most. Scrum is steady from Old Boys. Baylor goes left. Bit of a cut round and loops there for Tyler Fonga. Now Holmes gives it out to Goodgin.
Good defence.
Good tackle made on her.
Great defence. Turnover.
And turnover
Well called there, Jade.
Whole Boys just a bit too slow to the ruck with the support, but Melville capitalised on that.
I've been doing that a bit.
Now we're going short side. Oh.
Now it comes out to Aspinall. Ball goes backwards though, and great tackle from Old Boys. Melville just have to keep their heads at the moment. They do. Aspinall firing some passes out. And it's a brilliant tackle.
Turnover by Tuffy by the looks of it.
Yeah, it is too.
It's Tuffy Whatiainga straight over the ball, but awesome tackle by Colin.
Those two work like a machine, don't they? Fidelina and Kulanavali. I mean, I only watched a bit of women's rugby, but as well as last year's Farah Palmer Cup, and those two were walk horses for their teams.
Oh, for sure. Those two definitely get down and do the hard work in the scrum, set piece, and across the board. Ariana Baylor's going to take the points again.
So that pole play game that we live streamed, where Jade, actually you got quite a few mentions because that game that you had, and looking back at the game last night, you seem to be popping up everywhere. But Ariana was pretty reliable with kicking the points, isn't she?
She is. She's got a big skill set. She does kicking, passing, and actually hot on attack and defence too. So hopefully she can slot this one. Get another 3 points.
It is.
She does.
Not too much of an issue. 6-0. Maybe a bit of a win there, Chey, for Old Boys, considering the amount of pressure they were under for a while there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate one of the forwards going into contact by herself and just her support wasn't there quick enough. But good to get a turnover, but just need to capitalise on it and get those points on the board.
It's definitely a different game to how I thought it would start.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Taking points early on, but it's smart.
It is finals. As the restart from Melville is going to stay in play, but it's a great take there from Old Boys. It was Tilo Whaonga that took that. And it's great defence from Melville. They might have even turned this over. No, it is there for Baylor now. No, penalty. Liam Hines says there's a hand that's got in the way, and that's what made Melville have possession. And that is what you want when you've just conceded 3 points.
They look to go for the line here.
You got to play a territory game, don't you?
Yeah.
Though you want to peg Old Boys, Hamilton Old Boys. You want to keep them going backwards.
Got some distance there, so it'll be interesting to see what Melville does. This is their first time being down this end of the field, so it'll be interesting if they keep it in the forwards or give it out wide to the backs and see how electrifying their backs are.
David Thomas, a great comment there about the grass. There is green grass out there, but there's quite a bit of dead ones as well.
A bit sandy.
Yeah. Here at Willoughby Park, just behind the FMG Stadium Waikato, as the throw is over the top. One there by Old Boys. Even Jade Coates is shaking her head. Leomi Kloppers is cleaning up. Nice little passes as Fidelina goes into contact.
Bit of a contest there.
Yeah, well, got to win that ball.
Oh, great off
Great.
by
Kennedy
Tanya
Simon.
Kulanavali with a pass to Kennedy Simon. She's got some pace. She gives her the wacky do. Oh, what a tackle there from Chey Daly.
Lovely feet.
And Old Boys minute penalty.
Old Boys lucky there, not much support was in there.
Baylor goes quick. Tiniti. She's got all the dance moves in the world as well, but brought down a good tackle. 15 metres out from the line. Kulanavali decides to go herself. Baylor with a little offload. Big work here being done by the front rowers from Old Boys. Now to Fidelina. And she's knocked it on.
Some great defence on the line.
Crucial moment that we needed to execute, but like Chey said, awesome defence by Melville under pressure here, but quite a few handling areas like I said earlier. It's good though, good pressure.
I must say good afternoon to Graham Minty Mead as well, voice of many games and all sorts. He even comes and commentates as well, ladies. That's actually who you're replacing after last week. It's Graham Minty Mead.
Bit of a downgrade there.
No, not at all. You're doing all right. Doing fine, ladies. Scrum 6 metres out from the line. Just the left hand uprights for Melville. 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership Final.
Oh, it's bounced
And
back.
it's going to be a tight head. It's a bit of a mix-up. Tinetti has it. Can she get round on the outside? She goes back in. Oh, it's some good defence though by Melville. One off runner, and Liam Hines looks. I think the ball's up.
Wow.
Bit of luck there, Jade Coates for Melville.
Credit to Melville though, they got under the body and kicked that ball up. Dawn Hohaya coming across, Hohaya coming across and making that try-saving tackle on Kelsey Tinetti. Got a comment here saying that I should be playing, but oh man, I wish I could be playing, that's for sure.
Bit of an injury by the sound of things, Jade.
Yeah,
For
got
you.
knocked out a few weeks ago, but I've got full faith in my team and they're going to get the job done.
Thanks for that comment, Heather Neals. Scrum for Baylor on the 5 metre line, 6 metres in from right hand side touch. As Tahu was looking for it, finding her runners. Short ball there to Lanita Nalu. Baylor's going to go left again. There is numbers for Renee Holmes. She hands it off. And it's going to be a try, left hand side for Lakila Goodgen. And ball beats man player every time, doesn't it, Chey?
Yes, it does. Especially when you've got numbers out wide, catching it straight and just easy walk over the line. But good defence from Melville to keep them out. They could have got early points from the scrum, but unlucky on that try.
Seen it plenty of times in the past though, Jade, ball handling from the old boys' backs, especially when you got Baylor, Tahu, Renee Holmes. They know where to put the ball, don't they?
For sure, they definitely all have pretty sharp catch and pass, so it's good to see them executing and actually scoring out wide. Melville just probably needs to shut them down nice and early, put them under pressure, but I'm sure they'll be having a chat about that.
Anna Baylor says, don't want the flag in my way. Normally kickers pull it out a bit earlier than that, but it's annoying. It's on the 4 metres in from touch, steps back, kicks it. Doesn't look too bad, it is over! Well, that's what I said earlier, Chey, Robins-Reti, about Ariana's kicking. 13-0, Hamilton Old Boys lead, 22 minutes gone, first half. The 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership final. Decent crowd out here for the final as well. It's good, great to see. Once rugby is strong, of course, it's got the World Cup going on next year. It was supposed to be this year, but of course, other things got in the way of that. Women's Sevens team looking pretty strong after day one in the Oceania tournament. Chey, of course, you were Sevens, part of that Sevens setup as well in Townsville.
Yeah, they've got their game this afternoon at 4:40, playing against Australia.
It'll be a big one, and it's out on the full. Ooh. Mistake again from Melville.
Yeah. One they probably didn't need, but oh well.
It's not generally going to be the big mistakes though, Jade, that cost you in a final. It's the small ones that you've got to worry about.
For sure, it's the small ones that build up, and I think kickoffs have been pretty good from Melville so far, so it's a shame that one's gone there. It'll be interesting to see what Hob does here. Midfield scrum, halfway.
So I'm always, having refereed for 14 years, actually a big believer, Chey, that they should do what Sevens do and free kick it for any. I mean, there's plenty to love about Sevens, but free kicking any infringements from a restart or kick-off, I think it's a great idea.
I think the forwards will disagree. They'll put them out of the game.
Yeah, well, I finished as a forward a few years ago now, playing as a back, sorry, so that's probably changed things. As the number 8 is off the field, he says Shepherd called. Liam Hines, experienced referee, has called that. Melville over penalty.
Good kick.
Kick manages to avoid one of those cars down there.
Let's hope Melville can get ball in hand on the jumper and get the ball out nice and wide. They had a great first line out, just a couple haven't quite gone to hand, so.
bit slow to form their line out. Melville will get to the line out at least, but not too worried about that at the moment. As it's Kailahi thrown again, and it's going to be one against it as well. Cleaned up by Linnea Williams. Fiddly Liner gets out of a couple. Get out of my way, she says. They'll go left. Kulinavari having to play a juggling role there with the ball, but she manages to contain it. And they're still going to go left, but it's just another handling error from Old Boys. And there now for Kaitapu. They'll come left. Now there for Kailahi. There's a kick through, and I don't think that was the right option when Renee Holmes was read it. But a win for Melville, because Holmes has put this out in touch. I know you were gasping there, Chey, but in the end, Melville win.
I think there's a few numbers that could have been used on the outside to get a bit more gain line, but fortunately here we got another line out. Hopefully they can capitalise on it and get out wide to our youngsters out here.
Pretty much from where Old Boys had this win against the throw earlier. Who's good on defence in the jumping here, Jade?
We've got Kenny Simons is getting up. She stole the last one, but credit to Melville just saying, nice clean line out ball.
Yep. Playing and has it in hand, goes to ground. 10 metres her side of the Old Boys side of halfway. They'll go right through Aspinall. She's got a lot of skills as Aspinall. She takes a few defenders with her. They'll go right.
Ooh.
And a kick from Walker. She's been doing a lot of that today. But Holmes is met by some defence from Melville. Watch out for the highlights reel. Baylor goes blind. She kicks and chases. Probably the kick should have been. She should have waited, but the bounce of the ball is wobbly. Cleaned up by Wainohu. And it's Ho that breaks out, and there's a penalty. It's a height, and someone is down and back play from Old Boys. So it does look as though that might be Baylor as Hines calls time off. The other thing about the crowd today is that Kukri, who are the jersey sponsors, is down here, down one of the goal ends, sitting up a bar, which is I'm sure being well used. The weather's still looking pretty steady and stable at the moment, although the wind might be a little bit stronger now, Chey. Yeah, than when we started.
Probably hold off some of those kicks then. Good passes of play from both sides here.
Yeah, just an
A break.
Be interesting what they're chatting about now.
Yeah.
What they think they can improve on, and maybe where they're missing out on opportunities. Like you said earlier, Chey, I felt Melville actually had numbers on the outside and were kicking it every time back to the fullback. So maybe they just need to put Old Boys under a bit more pressure and just go through the hands.
Yeah, Baylor's going to come off here. Jade, who comes on at halfback for Old Boys?
We might have Reese Anderson, young girl straight out of high school. Not a bad replacement either.
Yeah.
But it's a shame to see Ariana Baylor having to.
Maybe a lower league calf, just the way she's limping. At least gives Anderson a hug and a good luck.
Bit too fast on the sideline.
It was a great break though, Chey, that she
Yeah,
made down
great.
there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Almost a Sevens style actually break.
Yeah.
She went round unmarked from Melville, and as I said, she probably kicked that ball too early. There's a Melville player down. Both you ladies, Jade Coates and Chey Robins-Reti, being former, having represented Waikato in the past. Big Whara Palmer Cup season that's coming up.
Yeah,
17th of July that the Whara Palmer Cup kicks off. Waikato has a bye, and then the 24th at home, first game is a big replay of that last year's final.
Yes.
Boy, Who had fingernails after that one?
Heartbreaker, that one.
That was definitely a heartbreaker. Canterbury punching at about 5 minutes into injury time, unfortunately.
Melville seems to have someone else down too, so we're just waiting on that.
Yeah, it looks as though it's one of those players that we don't have a number for, a name for. Might be Trishina. Yeah, you might be right, Jade, because I can't see a number 8 out there. So, just have a look at the Wharapama Cup Waikato games. So Canterbury at home, Bay of Plenty away, Otago away, Wellington at home, Counties Monaco at home with a triple header. Thames Valley taking on Mid Canterbury before the Wharapama Cup game against Counties, and then the Bunnings NPC match against Taranaki for the 100 years of Mulu Rugby as we're back underway here. Quick tap from Melville. They'll go left through Aspinall.
Kelly Simons, 2 tackles in a row.
Yeah, she'll tackle 3 days after her 80th birthday, I reckon.
That's for sure.
There for Walker.
Oh, another kick.
And she's gone back into the kicks. Love someone to have stats on how many times she's had ball in hand and then put it to boot. But it's working at the moment as Tanetti blinded by one of the Melville players coming across at her. Melville trying to pinch it and can't. Fitting liner offloading to Kulanavali.
Reese Anderson having to get in there.
Nothing wrong with the halfback having to do some work on defence. Telefonga gives it. They're still going left, but another handling error from Old Boys. Maybe just rushing things there, Jade.
Yeah, I think they just need to pick their times of when they need to speed the momentum up and slow it down. You can't play a pace that your forwards can't keep up, that's for sure. But yeah, just taking the eyes off the ball, I think, and do first jobs first.
Anything else, Chey, that Melville could be doing on defence, do you think?
I think once just around the rack getting crowded a bit more, so we're having to chase going out wide. Coming around the corner just to cover some of the outside backs are having to stay in a bit longer than needed, but other than that they're still covering pretty well. Hopefully they get some time to attack a little bit.
I think both teams have, probably Old Boys have had maybe 60-40 position at the moment, but it hasn't been too bad. Let's go left, Walker now. Looks at her options, she passes to Parima.
Ooh.
Oh, manages to get out of a couple. Daly, Tanetti on her. Brought down in the end by Nalu. It's out the side, but cleaned up by Melville. There for Kaitapu.
Oh,
And there's an advantage. A little knock on from Old Boys. And Liam Hines says it was both ways.
little
No
sneaky
advantage.
hand in the rack there.
All comes down as a referee to, where you stand. Saw a couple of young referees this morning, just a little bit inexperienced on where they stand and missed little things, but experienced referee like Liam Hines knows where he needs to stand, and he saw that called that illegal, other than the knock on.
For sure, the ref has control of the game, and it's a shame there's not as many refs these days, so we definitely need some more.
We're definitely
getting in there.
out looking out for them.
The volunteers putting their hand up on the Saturday, which is awesome, and we're so thankful for that too.
Get in touch with the union if you are interested. Everyone is looking. There was actually a 14-year-old out here refereeing, and I called his father a liar because he told me it was his first game. Did not look it at all. He had a lot of confidence. I was standing down in the dead ball line and could hear him at the far 22. So, it doesn't matter how old you are, because there's Pat in Cambridge who's in his 70s, who's been doing it for 55 years. Doesn't matter how old you are, if you are interested in having a whistle in your hand, get in touch with Michael Winter at the union.
Wish you could play rugby till you're 70. I'm not sure the body would hold up,
I can't play at 34, so there for Melville. Goes right.
Oh, Bit of miscomms there from Melville.
Yeah, Hoihoa though, having to go herself. I think she wanted to give it, but couldn't. Under knock-on advantages, Kulanavali goes through. Cloppers. Now, and just being passed off. Still ball in hand here as Lanier Williams goes forward. And it's been won by Melville. There for Wainohu. And an advantage. It's a high tackle being put in.
Oh, and they want to play on.
Wainohu gets up and takes it quick. Big tackle. Big wacky do going in. There, now it's Aspinall once more.
Under advantage at the moment.
Another penalty advantage. The Old Boys have got to watch their discipline. A little bit of a hint to the Shepherd, but carry on. Kaitapu into the 22 for the first time for Melville, ball in hand.
Oh.
And it's off the feet as the call. First player arriving. And Jade Melville looking very hot on attack right there.
A great run from Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, young girl, first year club rugby, I think, and she's opened the Old Boys defence up big time. So credit to her. Just a shame that they couldn't secure that ruck and see what happened after that. Also, a good tackle by Renee Holmes at the back on Cheyenne.
Yeah, she knows when tackles need to be made.
Hobbs got a...
I'm really sorry, folks. I muted the mic just to talk to the ladies off air, and I forgot to turn it back on. They got a line out, 5 metres out from the Melville line. This is what happens, ladies, when you try and do 50 different things. You see, one there from Melville. I actually think the last time I did it was last year's women's final too. So gone into the maul.
Looks quite messy. It's still moving though, so
Travelling sideways.
Yeah. And collapses.
They've got the ball available here.
Yeah, ball on the ground. That's the main thing when the maul collapse. One off runners. There for Melville. And another one there close is Kaitapu.
This is where Melville looks strong.
Old Boys are just pushing them backwards though. So penalty advantage being played for slowing the ball down. Goes right. Here's Wainohu is net and a good tackle. Gets her some support though. It'll still go right. She's Wainohu with ball in hand now. But some great defence by Old Boys, and Melville have gone back about 20 metres. Walker. Taitoku. 5 metres inside the 22. Aspinall shoveling it off. Now it's there for Paenga. Paenga gives it off to Daly.
Great tackle from Neil Williams on the edge here. Play it down in the midfield.
Here's a Melville down to 14 at the moment.
Still grinding at the line.
Kaitapu going forward.
And
She has been
Still
all day.
advantage.
And no, what's happened here, ladies? There's a player down, as we said. And
a few players down.
yeah, I tell you what, it's a pretty high taxing game so far.
It's physical, especially the last few passages of play down there. Melville doing a few trucking trailers into the Old Boys defence, and it put them under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, well, as you would have seen, is that Melville went back about 20 metres with ball in hand. But Chey, the main thing is they kept ball in hand, kept it, but they didn't panic either, did they?
Yeah, they done well to keep ball in hand. No handling errors. Just unfortunate there that they had a bit of a stoppage due to injury, but hopefully they can set a good platform here and get over the try line. Not too sure.
No, unsure who this is, but it's a shame that leaving the field also quite early in the game.
Yeah, another leg injury, I think. Not even be knee. She's not walking under her own weight, unfortunately, that Melville player.
Looks like maybe number 17's come on.
Sriana Kaitoa, who's come onto the field. Unfortunate for that Melville player, as well as Ariana Baylor from Hamilton Old Boys. They went off after about 25 minutes. Hamilton Old Boys halfback. Just under 3 minutes to go, first half, 13-0, Hamilton Old Boys are leading. Just a reminder, folks, that the time you see on the screen is only a indicator, it's not the referee's time, always in the hands of the referee.
Be interested to see which way they go here.
Oh no, they're going to go left. I was going to say you're going to go right, but there for Walker, who's dancing around and having to take it in. Did bring the poles today, don't worry folks, if you always watch them, the poles are there on the way. Aspinall goes 3 metres out as Melville being shuffled through, as Paenga steps back in, met by some solid defence though. Now it comes out to Wainohu. Old Boys have learnt you've got to shut her down. Walker having to fetch it.
Another advantage here for Melville.
Yeah, Old Boys got to be careful in that red zone.
Old Boys driving them.
Yeah, they'll come back to the penalty. It's another offside.
And quick tap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chey, I think she's about
Yeah,
5
that's
metres
it.
off the mark.
The idea was there, Jade. Quite executed.
Yeah. Well, hey, if the referee's not watching, he can get away with it. Why not? But Liam Hines is too quick.
Go for a tap here.
Yeah, the line-out's just a little bit shaky. Been a couple over the top. Taps and goes, Kaitapu.
Strong one, I'm saying.
Melville working hard, getting around the corner.
Some footwork being met there. Now it's there for Paenga, and it's going to be knocked on from Chey Daly, but another offside from Old Boys.
Old Boys have to be careful here with their discipline.
Yeah, the old double blow is gone now.
Melville lucky there.
What do you do here, Chey? You're a couple of metres, 5 metres out from your Old Boys line, you're 13-0 down at just before half time.
I'd probably look to go for a couple of points just before half time. But it looks like...
Yeah, it looks like the tee
Melville-
is going to be brought out.
Yeah.
13-3 looks a lot better, Jade Coates, than 13-0 at half-time, doesn't it?
It does, and I think it's a smart decision by Melville here. Gets a fresh start. Always a kick-off can actually change things a lot. So, and also who we think it is Trish Hina. She actually has a good boot on her as well. So hopefully she can get this over and start fresh at the next kick-off if there's time before half-time.
Reset yourself. That 5 minutes in a final can last quite a while. It's 2 metres to the left hand uprights, about 18 metres out from the line. Comes in, strikes it, not an issue. Melville are on the board, 13-3.
And that's half time.
And that is half time in the 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership final between Hamilton Old Boys that are leading 13 over Melville 3. Going into oranges here, Jade. What are Melville doing well, and what do they need to improve?
Well, they've been down the end of the field for a little while now, so they're doing something right. They're definitely getting up and they're putting the Old Boys under pressure, but I think just execution now. The few opportunities where they've kicked it back to Old Boys when they could have executed and just passed it out wide. But I'm sure there'll be a bit of a chat coming from the sideline too. Sometimes you can see more from the sideline than on the field, that's for sure.
Sport is always an easy game to watch. Chey, same question. What do Melville need to do, and what are they doing well?
Towards the last 10 minutes of that half, I think they've done well to keep it in the 22 and was being patient and not trying to force handling errors. But yeah, probably just being smarter with the ball in hand and yeah.
Give you a bit of itchy feet there, Chey.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
40 minutes is a long way in a final, and it's only 10 points in it, so that is half time here, folks. We'll take a break, don't go anywhere. Hamilton Old Boys 13, it is Melville 3, the 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership final.
It starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I
So welcome back to the second half. Do apologise for some technical issues, sorry folks. It happens when you're doing some multitasking and that. Seems as though Jared's sorted out the camera. Thank you, Jared. My name is Bevin Jenkinson of Bev's Broadcasting. Back alongside me is Chey Robins-Reti and Jade Coates. Ladies, second half, 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership. 13-3, but anyone's game here at the moment, Jade.
For sure, second half can almost be a whole new game, whole new half, and Melville's got a lot to play for, you know, 3-peat, so they're definitely out and want to hold on to that, but also old boys have a lot to play for, missing out of the last 3 years too, so it's going to be a lot of heart in this half. Not sure if there's any subs being made.
I think old boys, other than Ariana Baylor going off, Liam Hines says second half, let's get underway.
Oh, fortunate there.
And it
Not
hasn't
10.
gone 10. Good catch, Jade Coates, off camera. Thanks for that. Chey Robins-Reti, you seem pretty anxious and nervous next to me here on my right.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's an interesting game, this one.
I'm more excited just to see how this half's going to go. It could go either way, even though Hob in front by 10. Hopefully Melville can shorten up the points. Another solid scrum by both sides hopefully here.
Yeah, Reece Anderson feeding the ball. As Tulu Funga comes off, gives it to Anderson, and it's just in front of Holmes who can't take it. Pingley, and it's a knock on. Chey, nervous start both ways there.
Yep.
Kick didn't go 10, and then a knock on from old boys.
So the Kiki Maris game on today for the women's, they also have a final, so there'll be
That's
another
the championship final.
good game there too. It's good to see women's game grow a lot in the last few years. 9 teams in the women's grade this year.
It's great to see, isn't it? And Taupiri, who you know finished bottom of the table, we'll say, in their last game at Otrahonga, the Hautapu Premier men's team actually were waiting for their bees to run out, but they did a guard of honour for the women as well as they ran. So that was
cool.
Great to see.
Not
Gee, did
always
they-
just about the game, sometimes about the
everyone else. Yep.
Mm.
And it's a penalty. Another hand in the scrum, but it's one each. Two in this
I've seen
match.
it all year. And
I
this-
don't see it. It's something you very rarely see, and now we've had two. It's a funny old game, rugby. Because the Māori All Blacks playing Manu Samoa tonight at Denecti Cake Tin in Wellington, as well as the Sevens tournament happening in Oceania. Really looking forward to the Olympics. Both Sevens programs, especially the women's. I want to avenge that silver medal from 5 years ago now.
Yep.
Chey, is it playing on many players' minds?
Yes, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the girls are, despite the world at the moment with COVID, they're still ready to go.
So it's there for old boys. Holmes gets one that she can take. And she's left it behind and knocked it on. Jade Coates has got her hands over her mouth. Jade, what went wrong there?
Oh, she was through. I don't know what it is, to be honest. But you know, that happens. It's the game, and it's how you come back from it. I think it's like we said earlier, a few handling errors by old boys.
And I'd have to say, a couple of minutes into the second half, you can't really. The nerves should be out of your system by now.
You hope so.
The final nerves, yeah. Just
Maybe a
those,
bit too eager.
that probably is the way to describe it. Chey Robins-Reti is eager, and the old white line fever.
There's been actually quite a few line breaks, but both teams aren't quite executing.
It's a game where we should have seen more than one try. We've only had one try in this, but there's been plenty of, as you said, Jade, plenty of breaks being made, but just the execution. Old Boys
Same
who
channel.
wanted it, but it's come out the same tunnel. Hopefully you're enjoying the live stream of the 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership final between Hamilton Old Boys and Melville here at Willoughby Park, brought to you by Bev's Broadcasting. It's a pleasure to have your company once again. Great to see too the numbers up on the live stream are climbing. Bay Penny live streamed their final earlier this year, and that was a pretty
It was a
close
very
one,
close
Chey.
match. Yes, it
But,
was.
no, not Mount Maunganui. Who won that?
Yep,
Oh, it was Mount
Maunganui,
Maunganui,
yep.
sorry.
Runners.
That won it against
Rangiuru.
Rangiuru, yeah. First, and Rangiuru had been on a run as well of titles.
Yes.
I've seen in the women's one there. Old Boys, though, they're looking for their second tight head. Have they taken it? They haven't taken the tight head, but they'll get a penalty. And not quite sure what it's for. Might have been boring.
Looking to take the tap here, Old Boys.
Yeah, Anderson's got all the players out right. It's there for Simon. And Melville, no, they can't let her run. And another penalty, knock back 10. And they want to go quick, but you can't once a team's been penalised for not being back 10. Must let the defensive team get back 10 the second time. Anderson goes quick, gives it off to Tangent. Tangent goes close.
First season back by Tangent, and she's been having some strong carries.
Offloads there, very close, it's a try! That is a try for Old Boys.
Tanya Coloni Vale, by the looks of it, with a few Linnea Williams on her shoulder and a few others.
There was definitely a lot of support there. Thanks, Jade, for, this is the reason why we like bringing in players, because all I could see was everybody but who had the ball.
You even see that at Super Rugby as well sometimes.
Yeah.
You've got to wait till the pole unfolds and then the last one up.
Good pressure though, Chey, from Old Boys, and just Melville couldn't quite make those tackles first up.
Yeah, yeah. And just that unfortunate penalty before not being back 10. Just everyone needed to regroup and connect, but a strong runner like Tanya will be hard to stop to get over that line.
Thanks to those that commented in the first half and told us that the sound was off. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at the screen. Men can multitask, we just choose when to do it. The conversion is successful. Old Boys.
I know Holmes taking the kicks now. Ariana Baylor's not there, but
Not a bad replacement
not
for
bad
kickers.
at all.
Yeah. And it's 20-3, Old Boys lead. 6 minutes gone. Second half. Of course, if you're interested in filming rugby as well, clubs are always looking for people to film their games, and most clubs will pay you as well and look after you. As a restart from Melville goes down deep, taken there by Old Boys, and it's Tilo Fuyunga, a couple of metres short of the 10 metre mark. Simon now offloads to Afina Tangent. It's a quick ball for Old Boys at the moment. Holmes has it.
Looking to run again.
And looking for an offload. And it's going to be a knock on. It's a loose pass to Lenita Nalu. And Jade, don't normally see stuff like that happening with Renee Holmes. Usually she's pretty confident with ball in hand.
Yeah, well, I think Old Boys have really good quick recycle of the ball at that rack and got it wide. Just maybe a few 50-50 passes when we can just take it into contact, set the ruck and recycle, because like I said, the recycle ball's actually been quite clean and fast. So
again though, Chey Robins-Reti, defence from Melville making, meeting the players as well.
Yeah.
Little half break, but tackles were made.
Yeah, they're doing great defence, Melville, throughout this whole game. Hopefully they can transfer that now into attack and get some line breaks, hopefully under the sticks. We have to start from the scrum first.
Yeah,
Hopefully
nothing.
reset it.
nothing like resets and scrums, and I've said it all season, ladies, and I'm sure you agree. The English language is the second hardest language in the world. It's the front row language. It's got to be the hardest to understand, isn't it?
I'm glad I'm in the second row. Not
Yeah,
the front row.
you're next to it.
Although sometimes you can't hear much when your head's squashed between your arms. That's for sure.
You played lock a few seasons when I was younger. Got out of that pretty quick though. Actually, I think I upgraded. I think I went forward. Ball splits out there for Melville, but cleaned up there for Walker.
Good pass.
Cutback ball to Prima, and it's stolen from Kennedy, Simon.
Too fast.
She deserves something after the game.
There.
There's numbers to burn on the right hand side. Therefore, Goodgen. Holmes cuts back inside, and she's lost it once more. Melville with ball in hand.
Hopefully, we've got a couple forwards left on their own here.
Oh, big hit there from Tuffy up in a liner. Thanks, Jade. I knew who it was. I lost the name though.
Kelly Simon's flying in there too.
Yeah, not surprised.
Looks like a bit of anger's coming out. It's good.
Heating up.
Well, we had a couple of what I call wacky doos, big contacts in the first half, but yeah, some solid stuff being in the second half so far.
Definitely a good scene in the women's game, some big hits. It's definitely a physical game out there, I can tell you that.
To be honest, having refereed a lot of secondary school girls stuff and that when I was free to be able to do it, I used to love it because the hits were bigger than the men, than the guys, some of the contact made me squirm as a referee. As long as it's all legal and that, there's nothing wrong with it. Ball again from Melville over the top. It's going to be cleaned up by Tilo Whaonga. Bit of a pinball off the knees, but Williams cleans up. Kula Navari says, get out of my way.
Still going.
And yeah, so
Stolen by Fiona Espino.
and
She's away.
she's away. I've seen some offloads, Jade. I'm sure you remember that pool game out here. The way she was passing the ball about, shouldn't look like a front row
back,
pop.
that's for sure.
Comes right there for the number 6, Puni Leo. Is her up over the halfway line. Tahu there now for Nalu.
Another break.
There's numbers for Tanetti on the wing. She's got some pace. One to beat. She gets... I thought she was out of it, but she wasn't. She's brought down in the end. Nothing we can do about the pole, folks. There for Simon. Looks and goes. Quarter metre short. Little offload there to Puni Leo. Some good defence though from Melville. Right to Tilo Whaonga. Looking for the line.
Numbers out wide for old boys.
Don't know if they've seen it though, because they're still keeping it in tight. But there's big numbers right. Maybe a 3-on-1 overlap. And time. Unsure what's happened. I think we're going to go time off and just Liam Hines is going to ask his assistant referees. It's gone to Bree Williams.
Old boys look like they had the fingers up that it was down, but I'm not sure. There was no clear.
Again, great positioning by the referee, but it is a try. Old boys have scored their third of the match.
This time I'm unsure who it was.
Yeah. Jared, have we got a number? Have you got a number? No. Shake from Jared. Thank you very much.
Maybe Naomi Kloppers.
Wouldn't surprise me, but she normally stands out with her bright red hair. It was great defence though, Chey. Melville were looking quite strong there, holding them out, but then in pressure.
They done well to recover after that break from Renee and Kelsey, but yeah, once again, old boys too strong up front and just a couple pick and goes and then over the line again. There was numbers out wide for old boys, but they forwards are saying nope, we're gonna get one ourselves.
As Holmes down the middle. The conversion is successful. 27-3. It is now. It's a long way to go to come back from, but only 14 minutes gone second half.
Yeah. Pretty cool seeing a few of the young Hamilton Old Boys girls out here supporting, doing the ball girls today, and it's pretty.
Oh, well spotted, Jade. I was looking for that earlier on and I couldn't see, but there they are.
Doing a good job.
Yeah, it's great to see them at all levels of club rugby when you can have young kids. They enjoy getting involved in it and doing that sort of thing after having played their games early this morning. Watch out for tries of the week. Tell you what, some of those ripper rugby tries that I filmed this morning at Hamilton Old Boys are rippers. This has come off the side of the boot. That's probably the only way to describe that one. And Old Boys opt for the scrum.
It's interesting, there's been a lot of opportunities at set piece, lots of scrums, lots of lineouts, but there hasn't been much execution.
From either side,
On
either.
either side,
Yeah.
and it's actually a shame because that's when you really need to be executing and breaking the D line from both teams. So hopefully we can see a bit more of that throughout the second half. Chey, Melville's quite a new team this year also.
Yeah, a couple of young guns in the back line and in the forward pack, but going up against an experienced forward pack, they're not doing too bad, considering.
I agree with you there, that's for sure.
So I love ladies in commentary, agreeing with each other rather than fighting it. It's a free kick to go the way of Melville against the head. Maybe a knee up too early.
Look to go for a tap here.
And they do. And
Good
Aspinall,
solid tackle.
who's had a decent game with ball in hand, is met. Now there for Kaitapu. I'll go left again. Being shuffled along the backs as Parima gives it off to Painga. Now therefore Ohoa on the 10 metre line, and Melville win another penalty in from the side as the call. There's a lot of talk from that Melville sideline.
Play on. Another big run.
5 metres short of the 22. And they'll go right. Ball in behind.
Quick transfers there by Melville, getting it wide, putting Old Boys under pressure. Ball kept
And
alive.
it's just kept in. There's a big tackle there on Wainohu. They'll go left. Aspinall now. Can't quite make the metre she wanted.
Penalty
Old
there.
Boys calling for a penalty, and it's given.
Naomi Cloppers over the ball.
Good passage of play there by Melville, but unfortunate the support runner's not with their main runner.
Yeah, that's right, Chey. It's good to see them actually getting the ball out wide, keeping the ball in hand and seeing what they can do, because they definitely put Old Boys under pressure.
It's not out the call, but it is.
Good distance by Kennedy Tahoe there.
She's got a decent boot on her. 8 metres, Melville's side of the halfway line will be the throw for Whitilina.
A few subs coming in here by the looks.
You got names out there, Jade?
I think it's Tanya Clonivale might be coming off there, and who got on for her? Aisha Hamilton's on, and looks like Lakila Goodgin's come off, and Murahuku Martel's come onto the wing for Lakila Goodgin.
Ball goes down the back. Comes out there for Tahoe. Shuffling it on. Holmes off the line. She breaks a couple. They'll go right. There now for Tarakina.
It's a good hit from Melville.
Tell you what, girls, the ladies, the editing of this one's going to be interesting with these hits.
Oh, great carry, Leomi Cloppers, carrying a few, taking a few to get her down.
Might be the first ball in hand that she's really had. Is Tangent met and a good tackle. Tahoe has been left behind, and I'll come back as I that player was just a little bit too quick.
I must say there's been some good quick transfers from both teams in the back line, which is good, and it's hard to execute. And Always is option for the points again.
Well, I mean,
margin's getting a bit
three's
big.
better than none, isn't it?
For sure. It's
You keep that margin ticking over.
I must say this is the first time I've seen this in the club games this year. Not very often that the girls are actually taking the points, but like both of us said, there's actually a lot of girls have good skills off the tee and can get them over. So lots of confidence there.
There's no next week. This is the final. And it's successful from Renee Holmes. 30-3. 19 minutes gone here in the 2021 Gallagher Women's Premiership final at Willoughby Park. Just a reminder too, folks, presentation will happen not long after the final whistle. It'll be up on a different live stream just because we need to shift positioning. So bear with us. You won't miss out on the presentation though. Kick down towards the 22.
Great tape by Martel.
Deep Anderson now. It's Tuffy Alfred line up. Midfield. Anderson looking at her options.
Oh, boys got numbers.
Goes there to Holmes. Holmes is Tanetti outside it. Finds the offload. Oh, what hands from Tanetti. Now she's on a break. She tips it over the top. Who's going to win this one? Is it Melville? Is it Tanetti?
Chey Daly coming across.
Oh, you need somebody with legs like that, like Chey Daly has. The pressure's still there. And it's a try for Old Boys. What a try, ladies.
Looks like Montessa Tairakina.
I think so. Chey Robins-Reti in the end, Melville were just going backwards that whole time, weren't they?
Yeah, Chey done well to try and cover and regain that kick, but Kelsey also very fast. And then a bit of pressure with their support. And then they seem to recover it and dot down over the line.
Looks like another sub there, Kelsey Tanetti, after what an awesome passage of players making her way to the sideline, but not a bad replacement with Kalira Singh coming on, flying Fijian on the wing.
It's good from Kelsey to catch that ball, a little bit of behind the back, but she got a hold of it. And then a bit of a chip and chase.
Yeah,
I thought we'd be lucky and actually miss out on the rain, but we can hear it on the gazebo here. Thankfully, there's protection. Renee Holmes with the conversion, kisses the post. It's unsuccessful. 35-3 after 21 and a half minutes gone. Chey, what do Melville, other than points, what do Melville need to do?
I think just a bit, possession is probably key, because without the ball you can't play. They're doing great defense, but need to probably show a bit of that hard-on attack. But they're still doing well to try and make Old Boys work for it.
Yeah, it's certainly a decent game other than the scoreboard. Simons takes the kick off. Scored a great try against Northland. Yeah, the old commentators curse as much as I give her a plug. Drops the ball up, Aspinall making a good, decent tackle.
Switch back.
I'll go left. Good tackle on the Melville player there. There's an advantage for an offside being played. And it's actually a high tackle being met.
Melville's missing a few. The Gabby Sutherland sisters, they're usually the usual Melville's playing, so they're definitely
missing that experience, I think, in this final. Ball on the 22, Aspinall on the line.
Got a few backs set up here for Melville, but no one seems to want it at the moment.
Yeah, they're calling for it, the Melville backs.
Charge.
Oh, Aspinall netting a great tackle from Simon.
Advantage,
Oh, I reckon Simon might be penalised there for an offside, but I think that's unfortunate.
She's got great line speed off the line.
Yeah.
dominant in her tackles, but hey, what the ref says goes, isn't it?
Yes.
Plenty of players have argued, plenty of players have failed to win. Aspinall goes from the tap.
Ford's doing some great mahi on the side.
Some great mahi being shown. It's being left alone though.
And unfortunately,
It's alright, Chey, Robins-Reti. Welcome to the Commentators' Curse. Over the 22 is the old boys. They go left, Holmes ball in hand. Shuffling it off there to Dion Trenaway.
maybe a turn.
No, still there for old boys.
Aisha Hamilton with her first carry of the game.
It's been on a few minutes in her first sort of action there though. Anderson, Williams, Feniliner. Oh, wacky-doo! Get out of my way! Offensive wacky-doo, that one! Goes right.
Reese has a crack.
Oh,
And it'll be a penalty in from the side.
Well, and tap again. Hopefully support comes with there.
Yeah, Aspinall going on her own. Her support, thankfully. I think Melville learned last week when they were penalised for hanging on, not having numbers at ruck time. An advantage once more to Melville.
Discipline's definitely letting old boys down.
And Gabby with a little bit of a break here.
Break on the wing.
Oh no! Holmes to beat, she can't!
Playing another big hit.
Yeah! They're coming left, right, centre and the middle.
The tempo's just picked up a little bit in the last 5 minutes.
And it's
awesome
Melville.
to see.
It's Melville that's done it, which is what is needed.
Yes.
It's catchy and old boys on the back foot, that's for sure. And it's those quick taps, little things like that, just get those extra yards in the field of play.
Oh, it's a yellow card to old boys.
Fina tangent, and unsure exactly. Maybe she's just taken one for the team after.
I think repeated infringements will be the issue there.
Now we're looking to go for another tap.
Big loss there in the front row.
Strong one again.
Oh, Montesa!
Yeah, but there's a penalty advantage coming.
Not
Off the
supporting.
hand, off the feet. Supporting your own body weight is the call.
Old
Yeah.
boys really need to be careful here. One's already in the bin and they...
You don't want another.
No, that's
Not when
for
you're
sure.
35-3 up.
We want to play smart now.
There's a
And
high.
that
And
might be another one.
you called it. Jade Coates, you called it. You called it again, Jade. Too late, Jade.
I think you jinxed him a little bit there.
Well, that's all right, ladies. It's one each on the old Commentators' Curse.
It's not the right way for me though, that's for sure.
Can't really argue it either.
Let's hope Melville can capitalise on 2 less players on the old boys side.
There's 2 from the scrum too, which is will be
Both
interesting.
captains getting a bit of a talking to.
I think it's just a discipline and just be careful, ladies. As I said earlier, Liam Hines is an experienced referee, and he'll just be saying, you're allowed to play at a high tempo, but you don't want to be, there is a limit to it. Yeah.
And they've gone for the scrum now, which is very smart because 2 old boys players are in the bin from the scrum, 2 front rowers actually. So
You'd imagine a back would have to come into the scrum there somewhere,
there might
maybe.
be some subs. Someone's going to have to maybe
Tanya's
sacrifice a back or a flank, so we can get someone in the front row back.
Colin Navali's come back.
It looks like Lanier Williams is having to take one for the team. Back this year, had a few years off club rugby and she's come back and it's really cool. And
Having a good game as well, Lanier Williams.
for sure.
Unfortunate that she's got to be the one taking it for the team.
Liata's come off, and Tedia Anderson. This is a impact player. She is. She's can play multiple positions. So I guess that's a
The
bonus
old
to
beach
have on
player.
the
Yep,
bench. That's
definitely.
for sure. She's jumping in at hooker here. So.
So scrum for Melville. Midfield on the 22 metre line.
Old boys hold their weight.
Yeah, it's quite a decent scrum there. One of the tidiest we've seen. Paige Walker looking at her options. She has to go on her own. Inside the 22 though is Melville. Therefore, Trishina. Inside the 22 once more. That advantage line has been gained by Melville. Aspinall. Oh, Kennedy Simon. She's up too quick again though.
It's borderline, but once again, what the ref says goes, and might have to just take a few extra steps back.
Being shuffled along. Aspinall.
Line speed by Teddy Anderson
was executed very well there.
Yes. It's important for Old Boys to create that line speed because we don't want it to get too wide in Melville's hands because, like you see, they've got numbers.
Straight in if we can.
The 3-on-2 situation as Ahoa tries to break the line. She lets the ball go and gets up again. Can't make any more metres though. Here's McLaughlin with ball in hand.
Barley comes in with the big hit on Cheyenne.
Big player there.
Long ball out wide. They've got numbers.
Out to the number 8.
Sinead Kingston White with the carry. They've gone left here. Not many options out there.
Still being made the advantage line though. That's the main thing with ball in hand. Aspinall met on a low tackle. Worm level that one. Kaitapu goes close.
The Fours are doing a great job drawing the Old Boys defence in close to the ruck to hopefully get some numbers and space out wide for their backs.
Great tackle.
There's a great tackle there, and Old Boys looking to pinch it, but illegally. Ruck formed.
Hands in the ruck there.
I think so. When you're being penalised for being up too quick, you've got to take that extra step back, don't you?
For sure. Just a bit of discipline there. Especially when you're 5 metres out from your own try line. Don't want to give the easy penalties away.
Opted for the scrum again here, which is smart. It's drawing the Old Boys players in, and it'll be interesting. Hopefully they can get the ball out wide and see a try scored here by Melville because they've been hot on their feet all day, eh, Chey?
Yeah. They're staying in their, they're in their 22 now. It'll be good to see them play with ball in hand in the back line here.
So,
not happy.
It's a 5-1 split. I just realised that the extra player on the left hand side is actually on the sideline. So 7 backs can't have a 5-2 split with a halfback at the scrum. William Hines unhappy with the first set, says we'll reset it.
Melville's got lots of time still.
Yeah, still 10 minutes to go. Bit of a big margin, but hopefully at least a couple tries.
And it's unsteady. Maybe a bit of both teams pushing before the ball goes in. Just a reminder, folks, the presentation will be live streamed to the same page as you are watching this game on. We just need to shift positioning. It'll be on a different stream though to the match. So do stay tuned for the presentation. Old Boys leading 35-3 currently. Just under 10 minutes to go.
Haven't seen Melville make many subs as yet.
I think they've been sticking mostly to their 15 other than the couple of injuries that they've had. 3 minutes for one yellow card. Comes right, Walker with ball in hand, but straight to Renee Holmes. That is not what you want. Renee Holmes over the 10 metre line, over the halfway line. Melville are chasing. Can they catch her? There's a chase coming in. Renee Holmes gets there in the end. Oh, what a try! And the head goes up as well.
And runs around to the post.
Why not celebrate a try like that, Jade Goats?
And look at the team spirits for Old Boys. I must say credit to Annabelle McLaughlin coming across She's come off the bench, she's come across from the far wing to make an awesome chase. Didn't quite make the tackle, but she put Renee Holmes under pressure. But experience and skill from Renee Holmes, great individual try there.
Yes.
Not much else you could say about that, unfortunately.
No.
Chey Robins-Reti on the Melville side.
But unfortunate with the kick there. I thought with a bit of numbers you would have used your catch and pass, but kick didn't go too well, and Renee just capitalised on it.
And Kelly Tahoe's going to take the kick off the tee.
Oh, a bit of a drop kick there too.
She's not even off the tee, drop kick.
Into the cemetery.
Wasn't waiting for the tee.
too.
Well, I think the best way, ladies, you can sum up this for Old Boys is when things go your way, they go your way, don't they?
Yes.
For sure, they had lots of missed opportunities early in the game, and it's cool to see them actually execute, capitalise on Melville's mistakes, and that quick transition from defence to attack was pretty awesome. Hope Melville will hang in there because there's still, like I said, still some time left, and hope they can get execution and score some 5-pointers over the line.
Yeah, starts off with this kick, and it's a nice one to Kennedy Simon.
Simon tucks the head in and goes.
Great tackle by number 10.
Maybe a great.
Paige
Yeah,
Walker,
Paige
I
Walker's-
think it was.
She's having a very good second half, other than that little kick to Renee before. Kulanavali with ball in hand.
Straightens up and carries a few.
3, 4, 5.
And
Goes
great
with the
offload to Nisha Hamilton. Get momentum. She needs some support there. Only the halfback. Teddy Anderson jumping into halfback there.
Holmes slows it down. Gives it off to Treadaway. Tahu playing half. There for Teddy Anderson.
Great carry.
Kulanavali again. She does not mind ball in hand.
Good
There's a
quick
num-
ball by Reese Anderson. Space in there. Inside ball.
Oh, it's just locked on. A little bit of a replay there of the first half. Jade Coates, things were going right for Old Boys, and then a little handling error.
Yes. First yellow card's back on the field. Tanya Kulanavali did well coming back on, and Yata Pune Leo's back on also.
Just while we have a little stoppage for subs, how have you ladies found your first stint in commentary action?
Oh, not too bad.
Not too bad.
I don't know what everyone else thinks,
Was a bit
but
nervous before.
Don't worry about that. I reckon you two are doing a great job, and to be honest, I'd have you back in a heartbeat. So, no, thanks for your help
Good.
today, Jade Coates and Chey Robins-Reti. We've still got 5 minutes though.
so Melville can execute something here.
Yeah, we're still one less player on the Hob side.
You wouldn't think it though, would you, Chey, with the way they're
No.
playing?
No, the way they're playing.
They were down 2 actually when Renee scored that try.
We've got an even stack either side of the scrum, so let's see which side they go to. Got strong runner Danielle playing on the left side.
She's been doing good today.
Doing well for the Melville side.
Few big carries up the middle.
And then the winger, Gabby Wainuhu.
Oh, it's a second tight head for Old Boys. Comes out to Treadaway with one to beat. Tries to go around the outside. No, it's a good tackle. Ball still in play though. Melville having to clean up.
Play on.
Squirts out, but will come back for a little knock on there.
Few subs here again for Old Boys. Dion Treadaway is on the field for Montesa. And looks like Hitome Oka from Japan is on in the forwards there.
Esther's back on from the yellow card.
Not bad subs coming on, and all the girls coming off. They've had an awesome game and really made an impact for the Old Boys side.
The old advantage of being 42-3 up as well. You can get everyone into the final.
Full strength for Hob now with all their yellow cards back on.
I feel like like the score doesn't quite reflect how the game's gone though. It's been pretty even at times, and Melville's definitely put Old Boys under their pressure. Melville's got a sub here too. I'm not too sure.
So I'm just going to have to hop behind camera and Jade Coates and Chey Robins-Reti. Don't give me that look, Chey. You'll be fine. I'll still be commentating, though.
Number 2 has come off for Melville. I'm not too sure.
I think that's
Scrum there for Melville. 10 metres out from their own line.
Ball's in, and it's
another reset.
Messy reset.
messy reset. There's been a few of those today. But the scrum's been pretty even also. It's not...
Yeah, with a couple of subs, may have changed it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately, you see, though, isn't it? New players and just trying to set themselves back in. Especially if they are new in a final. They've still got to put up with their finals nerves being on the field. Must also say too, it's great for Farah Palmer Cup this year, ladies, that Sky covering every Farah Palmer Cup match.
Exciting to have women's rugby on TV, not just every now and then, hopefully every week.
And the old live stream.
Yes.
Scrum and
Which the money Sky
ball's
has.
in, and ball's out.
Oh,
Danny with the
Juggle there from Karima.
great carry to get him out of the danger zone. Oh, unfortunate
not
there.
fun here.
Paige Walker is just...
Oh,
and it's over! It's time! And Old Boys have got the win, 42-3.
Their first title since 2018. They've taken this out. Quite well deserved though, Chey Robins-Reti.
yes, yeah. The score kind of reflects all the hard work that they put in throughout this game and capitalise on a couple of errors that Melville unfortunately had made. But credit to the Melville girls, they fought right to the end, especially with such a young side. But yeah, credit to the Old Boys for the win.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Melville really put up a fight and put Old Boys under lots of pressure throughout the game, but Old Boys unbeaten this season and have come away with the win. Credit also to coaches of both teams and managers for once again volunteers and putting their time into both teams, and obviously have coached the girls throughout the season on those cold nights and both putting up a great execution of a final today.
Heard a little rumour too that might be Luan Kloppers' last game as coach as well, which is unfortunate.